A couple of years ago, Sony found themselves in an interesting position with Spider-Man. A brand new, highly anticipated video game with Marvel's Spider-Man exclusive to the PlayStation 4 was on the way. Along with that, there was also going to be a brand new Venom film that was going to kick off the franchise. But Sony had a problem. They could not include the Spider-Man symbol on Venom, so they toyed around with some ideas, so let's get to those. So we know Venom went through multiple designs as to how he ended up looking for the final design. Now, of course, Venom was something they started developing as a standalone film right around the time that Spider-Man 3 originally came out, and it kept evolving. At one point it was going to be part of the Amazing Spider-Man series, but that of course ended up falling apart, so things ended up changing during the course of development. Now when Marvel Studios got their hands on Spider-Man and shared the property with Sony, there was a few things that had to be made, and these were in favor of Marvel and not Sony, like the fact that Spider-Man was not showing up in Venom, which meant they couldn't use the Spider-Man symbol on Venom due to some of the licenses and negotiations that happened. So Venom's site originally published some brand new photos showing us what Venom could have looked like and the ideas they toyed around with. I do have the pictures down below, you guys can check them out, but their idea was to give it a different style of look because again, you had to feature that white on the suit in some way, and they ended up going with a unique, veiny looking white look on the suit, and naturally I think that actually did work for them, but what they wanted to do was use Venom's eyes as sort of a basis to slap that on the chest. And if you can look at it, you can see that there was interesting elements to it that I think definitely made it pop a little more, but they do ultimately look a little weird, and then the story would have also had to explain why is that there, so they decided not to do it. And I think in the long run, this more than likely pays off that they didn't do it, since we know that inevitably we're going to get Spider-Man and Venom meeting each other, and then they can include the proper logo, so it's sort of a anticipation build-up now instead of just slap white on the chest and stomach of Venom and he looks, well, in my opinion, a little ridiculous, to be honest. But overall, it's interesting to see the process of this and how things change and why, they went the way they did. Now, as to why these pictures were taken down by Venom's site, I don't know. My assumption is that the artist who put them up, which also had to take them down, was probably in some trouble, because if you guys remember back to when the original Deadpool movie came out, the artist put up the picture of the helicarrier, and he specifically said, "Fox told me to rip off the helicarrier, but make it different enough so we don't get sued." Yeah, that's problematic. So these pictures probably were not meant to see the light of day.